Maybe you've taken pictures before. Maybe you've been doing another type of photography. And you're like, you know what? I want to get into concert. Well, now you're here. What's up? I'm back. It's Chris, also known as Kodak Chris. I dropped a concert editing tutorial. I'll put that link to that video and I'll drop it in the description. That way you can check it out. In that video, I go through my editing process of how I go through photos and give little tips and tricks and stuff. It's like an hour long, so grab some popcorn. Check it out. It's a lot of good information in there. I taught you how to edit, how I edit, but let's talk about how to get into concert photography. Quick backstory. Brought my camera 8 years ago. Brought it like a week or two before my homie's wedding, so I was just like, hey bro, can I bring my camera with me? And he was like, yeah. My dad had a nice camera growing up, so I'm gonna get a nice camera growing up. Just for my family. I just started taking photos, family photos. Didn't really think nothing of it. I was like, hey, maybe one day, you know, if I get good, I can do some portraits or I can shoot some weddings or something like that. But never really thought twice about it. One day, me and my little sister were on our way to a concert. I had a Nikon D5500. I bought me a 35mm 1.8. And I had just left like my daughter's house and I was taking pictures of her, just practicing with my camera. So we had pulled up to this concert and I was like, you know what? I don't want to leave my camera in the car because I'm from Chicago. No. I asked the security at the venue. I was like, hey, is it cool? Like if I bring my camera bag in here, I just don't want to leave it in the car. He was like, yeah, that's fine. That's cool. So while we were at the show, it was a meet and greet. I was like, I wonder if I could just take a couple pictures, like just for memories. Lights dropped and the first band came on to perform. And I was like, well, I already got my camera. Let me take a couple pictures with this camera. As soon as I started taking pictures at that show, I was like, yeah, this is it. This is it. It was a real good video with good lighting. I was spoiled. Once I shot that concert and I went home and I loaded up those photos and edited a couple of those photos, I sat there and I was just like, yeah, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And now 7 years later, I am a full-time concert photographer. So congrats to myself. Obviously, if you're here, you want to take pictures at concerts. So let me tell you how to get into concerts. Maybe you've taken pictures before other places. Maybe you've been doing another type of photography for a long time and you're like, you know what, I want to get into concerts. Well, now you're here. When it comes to getting a press pass for a concert, it can either be called a photo pass, press pass, media pass, whatever you want to call it. Usually smaller shows, they kind of put you on the guest list and you get a photo pass or a wristband. Sometimes you might have a barricade for the show. Sometimes you might not have a barricade for the show, depending on the size of the show. The first thing I started to do was message bands. First thing I started to do, be annoying, but not in a bad way, in a good way, but be annoying. I started, reaching out to bands that I liked their music, and that were local to Chicago. And I was like, you know what? Hey, is it cool if I come and take photos at your show? I'm a up-and-coming concert photographer, and I was sending them the first photos that I had took at my first show. Now, if you don't have any show photography, concert photography, you can send them other portraits and stuff like that. Just let them know like you're trying to break into the scene. Disclaimer. Most of the time when you're reaching out to somebody in concert space, you're going to be doing it for free from the start. Now, this is if you don't have any type of experience with concerts. Granted, you can offer and say, hey, I would like to come out and shoot your show, but I don't want to, I charge this much, and see if they want to take you on. But sometimes, like, if you don't have that much of a portfolio, it can't speak for himself. So what you need to do is be prepared to take an L when you first start off. I'm sorry. It sounds bad, but only a slight L. Most people would pay to take pictures of most artists. They would pay just to get a press pass. So you got to think like that. So most acts, they don't even need to give you a press pass because it's probably 10 other photographers that they'll just be glad with just getting one for free. So that's why I said you got to kind of take a L a little bit. Reach out to a band. Example could be like, hey, blank person. I'm a up and coming concert photographer. Here's the link to some of my photos, or really trying to see if I can come and take photos at your concert this date, this date, this date. Please, like, let me know if that's a possibility. Would love to work with y'all. Whatever it is, it can be plain simple. We got Instagram, you got Facebook pages, you got Twitter, you got it's so many different people, so many different ways to get in contact with people. Even sometimes they have their booking inquiries and stuff like that in their email address or in their bios, so you can email like their management or something. Anybody you can get in contact with, just to try to shoot. Now, sometimes you might not hear nothing back. Sometimes you might. All it takes is one. You got confirmed for the show. You're going to go to the will call or the box office and you're going to say, hey, my name is such and such. I'm here. I should have a photo pass here. Pull out your ID, give it to them. They should have you written down. Now, just a little tip for you. Sometimes people forget, depending on how far out from the show that you sent that message. Somebody might forget. Somebody might forget to put you on the guest list. Somebody might have forgot to tell the people. It's a lot of crazy stuff that goes on during the show days. So I always kind of send a message like the day before and then like the day of, like, or just saying like, hey, like I'm on my way, or try to get a contact phone number or email for somebody, just to make it easier. Because I have definitely spent times just standing there at the box office while I'm hearing the band perform because nobody put me on the guest list, or they forgot to give them their names. They usually give them the names and stuff like that maybe like an hour before the show. That's when they get the guest list names and all the photo pass names and stuff. So don't think you got sent off. Just be patient, but also keep an open line of communication. You might get in there. There might not be a photo pit. There might not even be a separate wristband for you. All you need to know is that anywhere on that floor you can take photos from. So do as you please with that information. But you can take photos from anywhere on that floor. Now, if you're at a rock concert, you got to be careful. You're going to be in the pit with the gear. Be careful. But do not walk on that stage unless you have permission from the band, from security, whoever. Just make sure you do not walk on that stage and just do whatever you want to do. There is some etiquette when it comes to concert photography. So now, me personally, if I'm in contact with the band, if I'm shooting with the band, I'll usually ask the person at the door, or if I have the contact person that might meet me at the door or something like that, I shake their hand and meet them, whatever. I will ask them straight up, like, hey, what's my limitations? Am I allowed to do side stage, on stage, like whatever? Just ask them. Otherwise, I automatically just think like, oh, I'm just going in the photo pit, or I'm just shooting from the room. So just think like that. Barricades, they usually put them up for a lot of more hectic shows or just when it's a lot of people. But it's a barricade to separate the artist from the crowd. But usually if it is a barricade, you will 100% have some sort of wristband, some sort of pass to step foot in that barricade. If you go into the pit, the photo pit, you want to go in there and be nice, be respectful. Realize that you're not the only person in that pit doing a job. So just be nice. Me personally, I know I'm very tall. I'm 6'2". All right. So when I'm in a photo pit, I'm mindful that it's people standing behind me watching that paid to go to this concert. So what I like to do is move around. Yes, I get my shots, but I move around. You would be surprised how many people just plant their feet and stay in one spot. Do not be that person. Do not do that. Usually at most venues, it's first 3 songs, no flash. That is like the universal rule. First 3 songs, no flash. So each band that comes out, first 3 songs, take your photos, and then you get out of the photo pit. It's just a rule. Follow the rules. Don't try to be the person that's just like, oh, I'm going to stay after the first 3 songs. No, because you're just going to ruin it for everybody. Don't do that. Just be respectful of everybody. Show your wristband. Let the security know that everything is good. Also, security is your friend, because guess what? If it's crowd surfers and a security guard is behind you, like, your back is turned. So you can't see, you're taking photos. So a security guard might tap you to move you out the way so they can jump on the barricade to grab a crowd surfer. Just be mindful. Don't take offense to it. We all just trying to do a job, help everybody out. There more than likely will be other photographers in that photo pit. Sometimes you might get lucky and it's not, but more than likely it's gonna be other photographers in there. Again, get your shots and move. Even if you look over and you see somebody getting a dope shot, wait till they're done. Or if you see somebody shooting, don't walk in front of their lens. Wait till they're done. Maybe tap them, say excuse me, or throw a little hand gesture up, whatever. But just be nice, because we're all trying to be nice to each other. So just be nice. You don't want to be that person that people hate being in the photo pit with. Me personally, I'll let people walk past. I'll ask people if I'm leaving a spot. Let's say I got a good spot and I'm leaving to walk to another spot. I'll offer somebody, you want to come walk right here? Perfect. Just be nice. Be mindful. Don't be an a-hole. Another thing for getting into concert photography, be likable. You have to be likable. Now, I don't know why that's controversial, but it's controversial. People think like, oh, I'm just providing a service. I'm just doing a job. I don't have to be likable. But here's my tip for you. You can have somebody that is the best at their job. They're considered the best. But you'll see them lose out on jobs because of, oh, they gave it to somebody, they gave it to their homie, or they let their homie take pictures of them, or they let somebody that they're cool with. And you might look at this person, you'd be like, wow, like, I know I take better pictures than this person. Why do they get all the opportunities? Or me and this person is on the same level, but why do they get so many opportunities? It's because they're likable. That is one of the biggest things in concert photography. Now, again, this is just my opinion, and my opinion alone. I've worked with so many bands. My very first time I got a photo pass with a band, they had me come in and they were super nice. So they were just like, hey, like, we were chilling in the green room, and one of the guys was like, hey, man, like your photography is dope, but like, you're not really like other photographers. And I'm like, what you mean? They were like, you're really like cool. Like, we can kick it and like be friends. Like, I feel like we could be cool with each other. Just be likable. Just be nice. Because if you, it's customer service at the end of the day. It's customer service. So you have to be nice. I tell people that all the time. Just be nice. You have to sell yourself. You have to give good customer service, because why would somebody come back if you have terrible customer service? So think of it like that. Now let's jump into photo delivery. Now there's two different things. One, if you are taking pictures for your own portfolio, or you might be working for a publication, whatever, you take those pictures, whatever you need. Now you don't have to send the pictures to the band. If you're doing it for like a publication, or you're just doing it for your portfolio, you could just post the photos. You're not obligated to send it to the band. Remember, you own 100% of the rights to your photos that you take. Now, unless a band specifically asks you to sign over the rights to those photos that you deliver and that you take of them, you own 100% of those photos. And even if they ask that, you still have to sign a contract, and you come up to your terms of what money you want. So no, nobody owns the photos but you. Even if they pay for them, you still own 100% of your rights to your photos. So do not let them do that, period. All right, went over some steps and some intro stuff. Now let's talk about networking. This is one of the most important things, honestly, when it comes to anything. I know you've heard the phrase, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So if you know people, you are easily more likely to get gigs than people that don't know the same people as you. One of my biggest things is networking. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know who knows who, period. like I said, the music industry is super small. So you might meet somebody that is a manager for this person, but they also manage another band, or their best friend manages these other two bands, or their friend works for this booking agency, or their friend works for this record label. It's so many things that are intertwined because a lot of people came up at the same time and built friendships, and now these people are in higher positions. A lot of the people that I started taking photos with or seeing around in the concert scene 7 years ago, a lot of those people are in higher positions now. They tour with a lot more bands. They work with agencies. They work with a lot of different stuff. So I know a lot of those people. I'm not one of those people that reach out and just like, hey, every time put me on the guest list. I'm not one of those people. But I know those people. So if we're in the same vicinity, or even like somebody might be looking for a photographer in Chicago, I've had people say, hey, I was talking to this person and I need a concert photographer. And they sent me your Instagram. I love your photos. How much do you charge? So anything like that. Networking is huge. I don't know if y'all parents said this, but a lot of people treat the janitor with the same respect that you treat the CEO with, because you never know who you're going to know. And it just pays to just be a good person. Just be a genuine person. Don't do things just because you're going to get something out of it. Just be a genuine person. Obviously, at the end of the day, you are still trying to make it. So yes, if you're having a conversation with somebody and you take photos, if you deliver the photos to the band and they like, oh my God, like, we love them, thank you so much. You say, hey, no problem. Just so you know, next time y'all have a show, hit me up. Or I do artist promo photos too. I do portraits. I do this and that. If you do video work, let them know. I do music videos, whatever. Let people know. So that way they know, like, oh, okay, well, we got that in our mind now. If I get hired by a band to take photos at their show, I'll usually ask them, hey, does anybody else on the bill need photos as well? Does everybody else have a photographer? I'll usually ask them. Plus, I'll go on the bill or go to the show and see. I'll go look at the flyer. I'll see what other acts are on that bill. And then I'll go and message each individual one. And I'll let them know, hey, I'm going to be at this show taking pictures of such and such already. Do you need a photographer? I was wondering if you needed a photographer for that night. Now, you can throw them a deal because you already going to be there. You can throw another deal to the original people. That's why I tell the original people, if they ask and they get other people to book, I do more so like a package deal where the more people that book, the less it'll be. And this is only for like local shows and like DIY stuff because I support the scene. So I just let them know, hey, it might be this price for one of you, but if it's 2 bands on the bill, it'll be cheaper for both y'all, but it'll be this price. If it's 3 bands, cheaper for all 3 y'all, but it'll be this price. If it's a whole show, I'll do this for the whole show, so y'all just put money in the pot. Don't be afraid to be that person, to send messages. Don't be afraid to send those emails. Don't be afraid to send DMs. When I first said I wanted to be a photographer full-time, I quit my job in 2017. I told my boss, they knew, because I used to shoot like 4 or 5 shows a week. They said, where are you going? I said, nowhere. They said, what? I said, nowhere. You don't have another job anywhere? Nope. I'm just go heading straight first doing concert photography. And it worked out. I gave myself a year. I said, a year from now, if I am not where I want to be, then I will go back to work. So I had already did 1 tour at that point. I'm going to do another video about touring, but I already did 1 tour at that point, and I was getting a little bit more buzz, getting a little bit more known, because I had been hustling that whole year. So then once I quit my job, I had open availability. I was like, you know what? I'm going to wake up every morning, and I am going to send out these messages. It can be cold messages. It can be whatever. You might not even know the people. I would just go to my venues page, or they just announced shows, and I would hit up every band on the bill and ask them if they had a photographer for that night. When it comes to DIY shows, sometimes you could just buy you a ticket and you could just bring your camera in. So I would message the bands, and I would also usually buy a ticket, and if I could bring my camera in, I would bring it in. If I couldn't, I would still meet the band and shake their hand and let them know, like, hey, my name is Chris. I take photos. I love to take photos with y'all, of y'all, the next time y'all performing or whatever. I'll show them my work. We exchange information. Bingo. Like, that's it. It literally takes that. If you do that with 4 bands, if you go to 3 concerts a week, and you do that with 4 to 5 artists every week, that's like 20 people that you're meeting, 20 different acts that you're meeting every single week. Now, if you're not fortunate to do that, if you only go to 1 concert a week, that's 4 to 5 artists that you are doing that with every week. After a month, that's 20 potential leads. That is networking. Also, you shaking hands with security, you're getting to know venue staff, you're getting to know promoters, whoever. You let them know that you take photos. If they want to hire you, let them know their budget, like their rate, whatever. But the biggest thing is networking. But be somebody that's likable, somebody that's approachable, somebody that people don't mind being around. You don't want to be that person that's just like, oh, here comes this person. Or, oh, they think they're hot shit because they took pictures of Drake one time 2 years ago. Like, don't be that person. I got to get ready and pack my bag because I am going to a concert tonight to shoot. So, with that being said, this is all I have for you today. Hopefully this video wasn't too long. Again, like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know if this was helpful. Let me know if you use any information from this and how it worked out. I'm gonna put the link to the Discord in the description. Hit me up. I want to see those photos. I'm always super geeked to see photos shows. So I want to see those photos. I want to see what you took. I want to see how you use this information. If you get a press pass or you get into a concert or whatever based off this info, let me know. I want to know about it. I want to see. Shoot me a message on all my social media. I'm at the Kodak Chris at all social media. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. Send me a message. I want to see the photos. If you have any questions, comment down below. If you have any other ideas that you want to hear about, that you want to know about, comment down below. Let me know. Let me know what you want to know. And I got you. I'll try to keep making videos. I'll try to keep making content more and more. Just give me suggestions on what else y'all want to know. And I got you. I'll do it to the best of my ability. I'm just learning all of this YouTube stuff, but I'm just trying to be helpful. I want to make content that I used to look for in Google when I was coming up as a concert photographer. And a lot of people don't talk about it, or they're not consistently talking about it. So I'm trying to be that for you. What they say, be the person that you needed when you were growing up. That's what I'm trying to be. So let me know. I'll help out as much as possible. I'm out. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you see all my videos when they pop up. I'm gonna link my editing tutorial up here, so that way you can go and watch my editing tutorial where I dive in from start to finish, let you know my whole process of when I'm going through and I'm editing photos. I got a lot of gems in there, but it's like an hour long. But grab you some popcorn, watch it, and I guarantee you should be ready after this video and that video. You should be ready to dive in to concert photography and at least know some information. Thank you. Have a good day. Peace.